So, Isaiah, welcome to the Booked, Busy, Blessed podcast, Conscious Creatives 2023. How are you?
I'm doing great, James. Thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for coming on. I know it was short, but I'm really grateful that we connected recently. Anyway, my curiosity was, what was it, content wise? What content piece of conscious did you connect with recently?
I was actually just on Instagram and I was scrolling through my explore page just looking for inspiration. I found one of your guys' quotes that you posted, so I clicked on your profile, checked it out, and I thought it was a pretty cool thing you had going on. So figured I'd reach out, and now we're recording this podcast, so it's pretty cool.
Thank you. And do you recall the quote at all?
I do. I have it written down right
I'm
here.
so curious, bro. Seriously.
So I actually had two that I specifically saw. The first one was build it for how people actually behave, not how you want them to behave. And then the next quote that I saw that I connected to was it's got to be all you think about, which so
And so honoring, I heard inspiration and I heard like building it. What are you focused on this year for yourself?
I'm focused on building. I just graduated high school last spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I'm trying to like get myself set up in the world, build up some income streams, and figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. So I'm definitely focused on building this year.
Good work, dude. And
Thank you.
so what is the sort of industry focus?
So I'm actually focused on a few things right now. I work online. I do like social media stuff, and then I'm also focused on real estate. I'm getting my license in that, and I'm hoping to start investing in that by the end of the year.
There you go. And so what's inspiring you about all that, considering the post inspired you?
So the first quote, I got inspired because I think it's very true. It's easy to make assumptions about how other people behave based on how you behave.
Right.
But like we all have different experiences that give us like different biases and different preconceived assumptions that we look at the world through, right? And that really impacts how you behave as a person and interpret information. So I think that's a very important like thing to take into consideration when you're talking to other people or laying out a plan or whatever you're doing for other people, because you got to think how they would think, what they've been through, and just you got to connect with them on a deep level.
Yes. And from let's say you mentioned real estate, you mentioned online. Which one sort of you sort of more drawn to at the moment? Like which one's sort of more the main focus?
So I'm focusing on my online job right now, which I do like affiliate marketing,
Right.
and that's what I focus on right now because that's what's actually like producing the income right now.
Right.
Because I'm still studying for real estate, so I'm in school for that, and I got to finish the school before I can actually get my license and go out there and sell houses.
Yeah, very cool. And are you focused sort of specifically in New York, or have you gone out to other states?
Well, so the way it works in like the US is if you want to do real estate, you have to have a license for that state. So the license that I'd be getting is just one for New York, but that license is both commercial and residential. So I
Right.
can do both of those with the same license in New York. But if I say I wanted to go like live in Texas, I'd have to get a Texas license to do real estate down there.
Right. Okay. And from the post that you saw, any other sort of questions that were in there about how Conscious Creatives works, what we do?
I just wanted to know like what inspired you to start making content? Like how'd you get on Instagram? Like what all inspired you to start that up?
So about 22 years ago, I think probably my greatest leading inspiration was the Electric Boogaloo, which is a street dance crew out of LA and New York. And I looked at it and went, so Wiggles is from New York, the other guy's LA Vegas. And I looked at it and went, they're creative. It's a movement thing. It's sort of my sport in a way, if you like. And I just saw how they were doing it. And I went, I really like the fact that it's a crew. I really like the fact that they're all individually independent. And I knew off that inspiration, I hadn't seen anyone locally or whatnot that I connected with as much as that, right? But I was also aware that within me was this desire to build with people and build something of myself within the business too. So the entrepreneurial thing was already there. The creative piece was coming up, and then having that physical movement side with the popping and boogaloo was a big one as well. And I looked at it and went, all right, so if I'm already motivated and driven off those pieces, then I'm going to follow that and just see what comes out of it. And then all of that additional stuff came out of it. So really the business is founded within hip hop culture. I've been over to LA 3 times in my lifetime so far, and totally different human each time I came back, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's definitely pretty cool. I've
yeah,
never been to LA, but I've heard a lot about it. So
they want what it's sort of, it's admittedly the geographically, but more the people that are there profound. The people that I've met over the time, absolutely profound. You know, so I still connect with them now. You know, dance classes, ciphers, all the rest of it. And you know, we're still obviously very active in Sydney with it. But what came out of that as well was that they were the type of people within the community of that I actually really want to help and work with and build with too. So that was the sort of base of that. It really did. It did founded inside of hip hop culture. So that's where it started. But now it's obviously branched out into health, hip hop, and entertainment. So singer songwriters, Krav Maga instructors, local digital marketers, and more recently the bigger build of the international comedy tour. So as we're building out, it's fun. It's good. So we're there. And so I'm curious, what would be your phrase, or what would be sort of a word for this year for you?
I'd have to go with build, you know?
There you
Like
go. There
I'm
you
just
go.
focused on like building, creating. Like that's what I enjoy the most, is being able to like build my own like path, you know?
Wonderful. Well, dude, keeping on the build as we continue. Awesome to connect. And yeah, thank you for joining me